Alright, so today we are on sort of a little road trip. So yesterday we got to go see the big city. Today we are out in the big country. We're gonna go see a few things out in the middle of West Virginia that Justin's been to. He says they're really cool. One's kind of a big rock in the mountains, right? Seneca Rock, home of the oldest river in the world.
No. Seneca Rocks has Seneca Creek. New River Gorge Bridge is over the New River Gorge, which is considered to be one of the oldest rivers on the planet.
Yep, that's it.
Give the goo.
So we're here at the Seneca Rocks, which is the first little stop we're making out here. It's a giant rock formation in the Appalachian Mountains. There's a little creek that runs through here, Seneca Creek, so we're gonna kind of walk around and, you know, see what we got. If you look up there, that's the rock formation. So right now we're trying to make our way up to an observation deck behind the rocks. Justin's only concern is if it's bear season. So if we end up dead, eaten by a bear,
Unlikely,
but you know, it was worth it. That's all I gotta say. Well, that was a long, hot hike up, but in the end, I think it's totally gonna be worth it. Whew. Let's take a look here. Alright, so that's all for the Seneca Rocks. Now we're heading over to the New River Gorge Bridge. That's the one with the oldest river in the world, and so it's looking like it may be starting to get dark by the time we get there, but we're gonna go ahead and go over there and see what we can see at that time, just kind of check it out a little bit. So way over the horizon over there, we should be getting closer to it, I think, maybe, is this gigantic satellite telescope that Justin is super afraid of. Justin, do you think they are talking to aliens?
That's actually their job. Their website literally says that they are listening for signals from space. So yes, they're trying to.
There you have it, guys.
I believe in aliens, but they're trying to.
They are talking to the moon, trying to get to you, as the wise philosopher Bruno Mars says. And there it is, the big fat giant satellite telescope. They talking to the aliens. Also, in case you haven't noticed, I'm kind of using the mic as like a microphone type thing right now instead of it being on the camera, because it kind of not broke, but a screw came off and I don't have a screwdriver with me here, so I'm gonna have to wait till we get back. So in the meantime, enjoy this old style microphone work. I don't know what you want to call it, but you know. So we made it to the bridge. I don't know if you can see it very well or not. It's right over there. The car's driving over it. It's got these big old support beams that go down, 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 down into the river down there. And that, supposedly, is the world's oldest river. I don't really know how you determine that, but they just know. It's the world's oldest river. All right. So we're going down these steps, seeing where they lead. Goes down into the gorge a little bit. Ooh, You can kind of hear off in the distance in the forest, there's this creaking, rattling sound. I think it's the sound of branches scraping against other branches. Or at least I really hope so. I feel like this is how all horror movies start. Well, not all, but you get the idea. So down here we ended up finding a whole nother view for this. You can see a whole lot more of the bridge. I mean, once again, it's still pretty dark, so you probably can't see this very well, but it's there, I promise. I'll let him do the photography here. It's a little too late for me to do that. You can kind of hear the river going down there, or at least I can. All right, guys, well, we're back safe and sound in the car. I say safe and sound because on our way back up those stairs and back here, we definitely saw a bear just like jump and run off, and so that was kind of terrifying. But Justin's only concern is if it's bear season. So if we end up dead, eaten by a bear, we're alive. So yeah, I think on the way back, we're maybe gonna make a quick stop to get something to eat, maybe not, I don't know, we'll find out. So we're on our second day of venturing out into the great outdoors. Today we got Justin's friend Brock here. I said the name kind of funny because I've definitely called him the wrong name like 2 or 3 times already, but I'm getting it down, I'm getting it down. So today we're heading out to a place called Maryland Heights, which is a cool little overlook out on a big rock or hill. I don't know what you want to call it, but it overlooks the historic town of Harpers Ferry and looks over into the 3 states of West Virginia, Maryland, and Virginia. Right, did I get that right?
You sure did.
That's right. So we're gonna go check out the views. All right, so we're down here by the Shenandoah River and we're making our hike over to the point where we're gonna be climbing up, getting those good views. You see there's the Shenandoah right there. We're gonna just walk along these train tracks till we get to our destination. So we're passing through the main area of Harpers Ferry right now. Looks really like, well, old, which you can understand, but take a look in here. I think for the most part that's kind of kept up for touristy appearance, but still really cool to walk through and see all the old structures.
So this is the flood level heights of the city of Harpers Ferry. The river's down there, and for it to get up that high is significant. And then there's pictures down here of, throughout the years and different times it's flooded and stuff like that. Some are more recent, some are more further away. So it's from 1972. Which, I mean, that just flooded like some of the first levels of some of the shops that were down here. But
oh my gosh, yeah, that's crazy. So this is actually the firehouse where this whole raid ended, and John Brown, the abolitionist who was helping to free the slaves, ended up being caught. And I believe that after he was caught, they ended up hanging him. So him, I think it said, yeah, 21 men and John Brown gave their lives. So it's pretty intense stuff. So we're approaching the Shenandoah again. It's right here. You can see it splits off one way this way, and one way this way, dividing the 3 states. And I think where we're getting ready to go hike is right up there, I think. So it looks like there's a storm rolling in. We're still making our way up right now, but we're gonna have to keep an eye on that, make sure no dangerous conditions arise. It's just me and Brock left right now. Justin ditched us all the way up there because I guess we were too slow for him.
yeah, we're taking the scenic views. We're taking the scenic views in.
Scenic, meaning catching our breath. We finally made it all the way up here. So here's the final view. We were way down there when we first started. We got those 2 rivers, everything. This beautiful view overlooking Harpers Ferry. So this is the point where about this day just kind of came to a sudden stop. So I'll go ahead and let you know kind of what was going on. That way it's not confusing why it's just suddenly ending here. Basically at this point at the top of the mountain, hill, whatever you want to call it, we're getting ready to head back down. That's the point where it just decides to start pouring rain. So needless to say, I couldn't really have the camera out because, you know, rain and cameras don't really mix that well, especially when it's coming down real heavy. But yeah, it was a great bonding time all the way down, because I think we kind of gave up on the whole running thing and just walked through the downpour down the side of the mountain, trying not to fall in mud, but it was great. So today is our third and final day of our little West Virginia exploration. So today we're going out to a place called Blackwater Falls, which is a place over in, would you say central West Virginia?
Northern West Virginia, between the two panhandles.
Yeah, so the area between the two panhandles of West Virginia. It's basically just this real big waterfall, and we're gonna go take a look around, maybe hike around a little bit, find some spots that get some good views of the waterfall. So we've arrived at the falls, and this is kind of crazy, but we drove a little ways and it's legitimately snowing outside.
This is West Virginia. It get cold up here.
Right. It's just casually snowing over here. When we left, it was real warm, but yeah. So let's go check out the falls in the snow. So we're currently down by the waterfall. It's really loud, so I'm having to kind of almost yell. There it is. Look at that. Yeah. So that was actually a really impressive stop. I wasn't sure what to expect. At first I was thinking like, well, we may get there, it may just be kind of a waterfall and go, oh yeah, there's a waterfall, you know. But then we got here and it started snowing, and then there were lots of awesome different angles and shots to get from that just one little waterfall. And then on top of that, they got some like awesome merchandise at the store there that I could take home as souvenirs. Oh, look, deer.
They just chilling. Oh, they all looked.
Oh
okay.
Dear. I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, they got some awesome stuff. I got like a hat, a shirt, and a mug and everything just because, you know, they were really cool. So that's a wrap for this video. You know, much like the last one, couldn't really film an outro while I was there. Just get back late and people are